Chapter 34. A Birth Date. Most of the go zones had been deployed just before Marcus went on his grand tour, so this was the first time he'd passed through the one protecting the black market. Operators from the Federation forces were everywhere, creating defense in depth-like layers of an onion. Any potential aggressor would have to pass through multiple fortified lines, the last of which merged all 4 lanes of traffic into a single choke point. Why don't these people use the Federation portals if they want to go to the black market? Monica fumed, laying on her horn as traffic crawled forward. Why'd you want to join the Federation forces anyway? It seemed like a logical next step to protect my family from the Confederation. I'm glad you're not doing it. I'd miss you. I would have stayed in the cohort. It wasn't a binary choice. Well, now we don't have to worry about it. Monica flashed her fast pass, and an operator waved them on to the valet. I'd love to own a set of power gloves. They're brutal. How'd you get your fast pass? Marcus asked. Same as you. She scrunched her brow. By selling my quota to TechMart. Right, Marcus asserted, stepping from her car. Crossing the Pomerium afforded him another moment of nostalgia. He'd missed the 72-degree stability of this place. Terra's white transport stream lifted them into view of TechMart's domineering facade. Monica gazed at the lofty logo, but said nothing, so they moved along. When they'd reached the Pontus sector, she finally spoke. Have you ever been to Set and Setting? No, Marcus replied, but the owner is a family friend. Geraldine? Monica's face was alight. She's the best. I need to pick something up. Monica took Marcus by the hand and walked into the store, which, like most other businesses at the black market, lacked a facade. Hi, kiddo. Geraldine radiated energy atypical of her advanced age. She had big crystal blue eyes and short, dirty blonde hair in a pixie cut that fell flat against her head. She was dressed in a flowing red tunic that drooped in layers from her shoulders to the floor, reminiscent of a medieval sorceress. She kissed Monica's cheeks before noticing her companion. Marcus? Hi, Marcus grinned. Geraldine hugged him tightly. Oh my goodness, child, you're huge now! You just missed Garrett. He was dropping off my dinner. How are you? Really good. Your store is incredible. Congrats on all your success, Marcus replied. Thank you, Geraldine glowed. But it's nothing compared to the success you're expecting before year's end. Was she talking about Diana's pregnancy? Marcus dismissed his suspicions. I've got something for you, Geraldine said to Monica. I think I know what it is. Monica nibbled on her fingertips. Geraldine returned with a small mahogany box covered in floral carvings. Happy birthday, dearest. I handpicked everything using your wish list. Marcus's palms started to sweat. He hadn't thought about a gift. He was literally empty-handed. Monica lifted the lid, revealing a set of multicolored sage bundles, an iridescent shell, a little bag of blood-red sand, a feather, small sticks of wood, and a pearlescent stone. Thank you, Monica gushed. It's perfect. You two enjoy yourselves. Marcus, I'll give Garrett your best. He'll be so happy to hear that I ran into you. Geraldine hugged them both. Marcus followed Monica out of the shop and back into the bustling promenade. How'd your family meet Geraldine? Monica asked, clutching her present as they stepped into the red transport stream leading to Ignis. She knew my parents. Marcus offered terse details. The swooping low cut on the back of Monica's blouse exposed her shimmering tattoo. A lion-headed woman with blue hair and a red dress stood beneath a golden orb, holding a similarly colored staff and ankh. The colors were vibrant, like LEDs embedded into her skin. When'd you get the new ink? Marcus asked. Monica peered over her shoulder. I had a few sessions at Immutable while you were gone. It's Sekhmet. What do you think? I've never seen anything like it. Can I touch it? Please do. Monica shuddered as he ran his fingers across her shoulder blades and down her spine. The glowing ink radiated subtle warmth. Who's Sekhmet? The Egyptian goddess of war and healing. Marcus laughed. Those seemed contradictory. She was the daughter of Ra and was incredibly powerful. She could be vicious with enemies, but nurturing to her friends. My kind of lady. How does it glow? Marcus was captivated. Monica bunched up the bottom of her blouse, exposing her midriff. Above her belly button was a piece of tech. With this? The interior of Indulgence caught Marcus by surprise. The massive circular dining hall was lined with heavy wooden booths and wine racks built directly into the marble walls. Gothic light fixtures punctuated the room, but provided limited lighting. In the center of the space, 2 young women played a pair of grand pianos. The instruments, one white and one black, wrapped together in the shape of a yin-yang. The smell of roasted meats and fried food clung to the air. They'd arrived during a lull between lunch and dinner. The pair picked a booth with a view of the open kitchen. Monica handed him a menu. Ever been here? Nope. Then you're lucky to be doing it with me for your first time. I'll order for us. I know their secret menu. Your jewelry is amazing, by the way. Marcus admired the deep crimson garnets that had been transformed into a necklace, bracelet, and earrings. Thank you. Monica glanced down at the pendant hanging over her heart. My chakras were all over the place this morning. I woke up and immediately knew it'd be an important day. These stones spoke to me. They're a shield against the world and its collusions to rattle my center. What is the metal one for? Marcus motioned toward Monica's right wrist. It's a balance bracelet. It tunes my body's energy to 7.83 hertz, the same resonance wave as Mother Earth. Do you meditate? Every day. What about you? The last time I remember doing that, I was 5. There's got to be a good story here. Monica set down her menu. My grandmother tried to teach me when I was a kid. She gave me a meditation word and left me alone in a dark room at her Cape Cod home. She told me to repeat the word and clear my mind. But I was too terrified to focus. The space was about as dark as this place. Marcus motioned around the restaurant. And full of slow, floating dust that smelled terribly of mothballs. I ran from the room and dismissed that silent mind type of meditation as a waste of time. You should give it another chance. It makes or breaks my day. I have something else that's similar. Before Marcus could finish, the waiter arrived. Monica did the ordering, including the Dolphinately Special, a $1,000 sushi roll made from dolphin meat wrapped in edible gold petals and served with champagne. Marcus hated sushi almost as much as the idea of eating a dolphin, but he wanted to make today special, so he kept his mouth shut. Just so we're clear, Monica leaned forward. Her face glimmered more than her jewelry. I'm paying. And when I put down this kind of money, I have certain expectations for how the rest of the day goes. Marcus smirked. How often do you come here? At least 2 times a week. Sometimes more. You must really love the food. I do now. It was terrible when they first opened, but I like the owner and the vibe of this place. One day I realized I could fix the food, so I moved my favorite chef out from New York City. He made the trek? Marcus drew a parallel to the arduous journey Mormon pioneers made to Salt Lake City more than a century ago. He traveled first class. We paid for everything. We? Sorry, me, Monica clarified. I bankrolled everything, which included buying out his contract for a 500-square-foot shithole in the village. I upgraded him to a 5,000-square-foot home here in Sugar House. He must love his new starter castle, Marcus quipped. But there has to be a less expensive way to get a personal chef. Money, as we say in the cohort, is no obstacle. So how old are you today? Wow, aggressive much? Monica scolded. That's not what I meant. Don't be like that. Like what exactly? The typical women you decry? I'm 29. Monica held her head high. How many of those years have you lived in Utah? All of them. Monica offered nothing else, so he stayed silent. I told you before, Marcus, you don't want to hear my life story. It's terribly boring. I want to hear whatever you're willing to tell. Fine. Monica tapped her fingernails on the table. I'm one of a bunch of brats, 8 to be exact, Dustin, Derek, Dylan, Dara, Matt, Molly, Mallory, and me. I was the last. My parents could barely keep us fed. You grew up poor? I guess you could call it that. We had a house and cars and stuff. It was just all basic. We got a lot of government assistance, but my parents still worked. What were your parents like? My father was giant, like the rest of the Eames men. He was an inch shy of 7 feet. Holy hell. And my mother was tiny. She was barely 5 feet in heels. That's hilarious. That was the only comical thing about them. They were strict Mormons. Not the typical type, but they were extreme in their devotion. Zealots. I had 0 social life until I moved out. Did you go to college? No. When I graduated from high school, I had no direction or purpose. I didn't have money either. I bounced around in different social circles until I realized everyone was boring in their own way. And that's how life was going. Boring and directionless, until the Federation arrived. Now my purpose is clear. Which is what? Monica smiled. To take everything and live for the moment. Do you still see your family? I haven't been home in a long time. We didn't have a big fight or anything, we just drifted apart. The only connection holding us together was blood. Turns out that wasn't enough. I'm sorry to hear that. Family is everything. Since we're sharing, Monica asked, what's your story? I know about your brother, but is he it? Yes. All my grandparents died before I was 6, and my parents' plane crashed when I was 9. No aunts or uncles? Both of my parents were only children. I'm sorry. Monica touched his hand. I never know what to say when people share their stories of tragedy. It's okay. I know what you mean. It's been hard for me to talk about it in the past, but the more I do it, the easier it gets. Thankfully, I still have Anthony and Jordan to lean on, so I consider myself blessed. I love your positivity, Monica said. Jordan was the chubby one shouting at us from your porch? Yes. What was your mother like? Marcus reflected. Loving, beautiful, a powerful personality. So she was controlling? She was a good shepherd, a master in the art of getting what she wanted through patience and kindness, but within a firm set of rules. She loved to binge-watch Who's the Boss episodes and ran our house like a female Tony Danza. She could be vindictive, especially if it involved someone threatening our family. She was constantly keeping score with people and could wait years to strike back when it had hurt them the most. She believed in karma. I love her already. I believe in karma. The conversation was interrupted by the arrival of their food. The paltry number of other patrons turned their attention toward the shimmering golden roll on Marcus and Monica's table. The waiter lit another of their secret menu items on fire, and a small flame burned briefly between them. Monica continued her questioning between bites. What about your father? He was a strong man, a true Scotsman through and through. But he loved my mother's heritage. She used to say whoever controlled the kitchen controlled the culture, which was true in our house. He adored everything about her. He was a great dad, stoic most of the time, but cool and confident in a crisis. He expected the best from us and wanted to ensure we lived up to our family's motto. Which is? Sempre avanti. What does that mean? Always forward. My parents cast a long shadow. Sometimes I worry if I'll be as good of a parent to my own kids one day. I'm never having children, Monica said flatly. No interest? None. Monica took a giant bite of golden sushi. Marcus moved food around to give the appearance of eating, even hiding a baseball-sized lump of fish and rice in a napkin in his pocket. After excusing himself to the men's room, he disposed of the gelatinous mess. The table had been cleared during his short absence. Their conversation continued over multiple rounds of drinks. The effects of the alcohol set in, but the communication came effortlessly, like their first night at Nereo. Monica locked eyes with Marcus. I haven't vibed like this in a long time. It's been wonderful, Carissima. They were equally taken aback by his comment. What does that mean? Monica wondered. Precious little one. It's what my dad called my mom. That's the nicest present I could get. Promise to call me that for the rest of the day. Marcus embraced this easy solution to his lack of birthday preparedness. Sure. What's next? It's still your day, so you decide. Anything? Anything legal and mostly moral. Have you ever tried crystalline? Marcus's eyes widened. Crystal meth? No. You do warm it in a pipe, but other than that, it has nothing to do with meth. Crystalline activates the magnetite in your brain, giving a deliciously calming psychedelic effect, like a cross between weed and LSD. It's the stuff Heidi used during disclosure, right? The very same. It's only available at Nereo, so we can try some when we come back to dance. But first, I've got something to show you at home. Monica held Marcus's arm as they traversed through the sectors. The summer sun was almost as warm as the alcohol in his system as they sped across town. The Maserati had a soothing touch, and accelerated like a rocket ship as they journeyed eastward. Even with the roof down and wind racing around them, the new car scent was the only thing Marcus could smell. Where are we going? Marcus shouted. Into the cove. Monica was using local lingo for the ultra-affluent neighborhood tucked into the base of Mount Olympus. How many homes do you own? Good question. Monica paused to calculate an answer. At least 50, but I've never set foot in most of them. Do you like electronic dance music? Monica thumbed through her music library using the car's touchscreen. Have you heard the Hive Humper remixes? No. Do you know who DJ B's Nuts is? No, I'm terrible at remembering the names of songs or who made them. I listen to music for moments and how they make me feel. Music is my prophet. It tells me what will happen in my life. My mom was the same way. Really? Monica glanced at Marcus. She had old cassette mixtapes that could only be played on one stereo in our house. Anthony teased her endlessly about it. But when she'd play those songs, she'd go into a literal state of trance. Want me to search for Hive Humper? No, don't worry about it. You can't throw out an epic name like that, then take it off the table, Monica shouted. They're Jordan's albums. He's an EDM DJ. That's so cool. I wish I could make music. I don't have a creative bone in my body. Have you ever watched him in the recording studio? I bet it's enchanting to see creativity flow. I don't think he's ever been inside a studio. Thanks for ruining my fantasy. Sorry, but it's the truth, Marcus maintained. How does he make his music then? On a computer in our basement. That's how he's always done it. He was posting songs on YouTube when we were in junior high, and one track went viral. It launched his music career. She raised a single eyebrow. He got a record deal because of YouTube? Jordan doesn't have a label. He doesn't trust the music industry. Why not? Putting aside his general distrust of authority, it's because of their historical involvement with the mafia. Does he tour? Monica asked. Nope. He's enrolled in fact with me, but he spends most of his time fighting the Federation through his Lyceum. They're the ones protesting outside the black market? That's the coalition. Is that where the porcelain princess worked? Monica shared a disdain for Diana that, like Anthony's, manifested in cutting nicknames. Funny story about Diana. No! Monica shouted even louder. What? Don't say it, Marcus. Don't. I'm confused. Marcus shifted in his seat to face Monica. I know what you're going to say. I felt it this morning when I woke up. I told you. Monica frantically stroked her necklace with one hand, oscillating her focus between him and the road. What was I going to say? You're getting back together, Monica asserted. No. What? But I'm going to be a dad, Marcus blurted. Monica offered no reply. As they continued driving eastward, the size of the homes grew, but nothing prepared him for Monica's. An opulent black iron fence enclosed acres of landscaped hillside overlooking the Salt Lake Valley. She waved at the armed men guarding her driveway before pulling behind the white stone mansion into a 10-door garage. It was bursting with sports cars, trucks, motorcycles, ATVs, snowmobiles, and a Mercedes-Benz golf cart, the adult version of the Power Wheels toy Marcus desperately longed for as a kid. You're giving Jay Leno a run for his money, Marcus ribbed. I get a new vehicle every week. I drive it, love it, and then it sits here next to the others. A couple of times a year I call a local charity to pick up the collection. Then I start over. Back up and say that last part again. About Jay Leno? No, before that. Monica sat perfectly still. I'm going to be a father, Marcus repeated. And Diana is the mother? Yes. Wow. Marcus, I'm really happy for you. That's not what your body language is saying. Really, I'm happy for you, I am. Monica removed her seatbelt and leaned over the car's imposing middle console to hug him. I'm not getting back together with her, Marcus assured. A kid changes things. It changes everything, actually. There are two of them. Twins? Monica mouthed. The wind was knocked out of her. Yes. We have a parenting plan. A contract? Sort of. It's not legally binding the same way an operating agreement for a business is. It just outlines things we're agreeing to ahead of time, like our individual responsibilities as parents, how we plan to handle holidays, their education, how we will resolve disputes, and what happens if a parent relocates. Lawyers are still involved, though. Anthony insisted on it. You're going to move away on me? I'm planning to stay in Utah for the rest of my life, or at least until the Confederation arrives. Is this why you're not joining the Federation forces? Yes, Marcus admitted. Who gets legal custody? We're splitting it. That requires an actual legal document from a court, but we need a parenting plan in place first. This is so bizarre. I'm sorry for saying that. I know. Can we put this down now and focus on you, just today? Tomorrow I'll answer anything else. Sure. Monica's smile couldn't hide her heartbreak. Want the obligatory tour of my house? Since I only saw 2 rooms at your other place? Absolutely. Marcus tried to set a new tone. Lead the way, Carissima.